Sometimes the light might be awful, and this is so maybe it's spoiling the moment a bit, but you might want to inspect the package very well. It shouldn't be too small, and at the same time, it shouldn't be too big. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to another exciting episode of Pillow Talk with Dr. O. You already know. And I'm so excited to have you guys here with me as usual. Thank you for always joining and listening in. It's so amazing to have you guys around. And on this show, we talk about sexual health. So everything sexual health. And that's because your sexual health is as important as your general well-being. Many people have actually seen this thing that I'm holding in my hand. Some people have used it before. Some people are very familiar with this. They carry it everywhere they go. However, what you don't realize is you've actually been making a lot of mistakes while using this. And sometimes mistakes can be very costly. Mistakes could cost you an STD. Your mistakes could actually result in unwanted pregnancy. And trust me, you really don't want that. So today I'm going to be teaching you 12 mistakes that you've been making. Yes, you. While using a condom. And today, I hope you're able to correct these mistakes. The number one mistake a lot of people make when using condoms is failing to check the expiry date. It sounds simple, but it's actually a mistake. Because if you use expired condoms, that means you're no longer protected. Expired condoms don't protect you from STD, and expired condoms do not prevent unwanted pregnancy. So if you're using an expired condom, you might as well not be using it. So just in case you did not know, you can find the expiry date on the back of the condom packets, right? It's written there boldly. So be sure to use a condom that is not expired. Mistake number 2, just because you're in the moment, most times when you want to use condom, you're probably in the moment, you're rushing and you're in a hurry. You forget to check that the package is actually not damaged, right? So I know sometimes the light might be awful, and this is so maybe it's spoiling the moment a bit, but you might want to inspect the package very well before you use it. Make sure that it's not damaged. Make sure it's not torn. Make sure there is no hole. And this is for women as well, because it's important for you to protect yourself from STDs, right? I mean, that's part of the point of using a condom. So inspect the packaging. For women, you can even take the responsibility of doing this yourself, right? Next mistake people make is when they want to open the condom. Some people are in such a hurry. If you notice, most condoms, they come in easy to open packets, so you can just easily tear them open and stuff like that. But some of you are just in such a hurry. Instead of you to take your time and carefully tear open the package, you just use your teeth. That's very dangerous, because if you use your teeth, you might mistakenly create a hole in the condom without knowing. At the same time, if you use a scissors, that could be dangerous, because you could also puncture the condom without knowing. So always make sure that when you want to open the condom, first thing you want to do is carefully push, feel around for the condom. You can feel like there's a circular shape in the packet. So carefully push the condom back a bit so that the condom is not in the way before you actually tear open. Carefully tear open. See, I didn't need a scissors. I didn't need my teeth. Now, after you open it, you bring it out. The next mistake that people make is failing to identify the right side. Some people make the mistake of wearing it the wrong way round, and by the time they've worn it and they realize that, oh, it's the wrong way round because it's not rolling all the way, they now remove it and then wear it the right way. This is because condoms are not only meant to prevent unwanted pregnancy, but they are also meant to protect against STDs. So take, for example, if you have an STD like herpes virus, right? Especially genital herpes, and it's all over on your skin. When you have already rolled the condom onto your private part, the condom has had contact with your herpes virus. So by the time you now flip it over, you are no longer protecting your partner. The side that has been in contact with your herpes virus is going to turn around and be in contact with your partner. Therefore, your partner is not going to be protected. If you are protecting yourself from STDs, you should also think about protecting your partner. So never ever flip a condom over. So if you have already used it one way, don't turn it the other way and now roll it back again. That's wrong. Once you roll it one way and you realize that you rolled it the wrong way, you need to throw it away and use another one. Mistake number 4. You see this tip of this condom, it actually has something that it's doing, right? It's there for a reason. They didn't just feel like making the condom like that. Now, this tip is actually there to give you that extra space to collect the semen after you've ejaculated, right? Now, a mistake a lot of people make is when applying the condom, they don't pinch the tip. So every time you're applying a condom, hold the tip, right? Not pinch, like use your sharpener and pinch it, but just hold the tip, squeeze the tip rather. Maybe that's the best way to say it. So I'm just going to apply the condom here for this banana, and I'll squeeze the tip. While applying the condom, I squeeze the tip, right? So why did I squeeze the tip? I'm squeezing the tip to let any extra air out, right? Because if you allow air to get trapped in here while you're having intercourse, what do you think is going to happen? Just imagine I do this and there's air inside. It's pretty much like a balloon. It's going to burst. And the moment it's going to burst, you might not know that it has burst, and it's going to be exposing you to variety of possible STDs and also the risk of unwanted pregnancy. So you want to be very sure every time you're wearing that condom to squeeze the tip while you're putting it on, so that any excess air is squeezed out and all that. But while squeezing the tip, don't pinch it too much so you don't create a hole there. Very, very important. Number 6 mistake people make when it comes to using condoms is using the wrong size of condom. So you want to check that the condom you are using is a perfect fit. It shouldn't be too small, and at the same time it shouldn't be too big. If it doesn't fit, if it's too small, you risk tearing it, obviously. And if it's too big, it's going to be loose fitting, so there's risk of the condom actually falling off during intercourse, and then that defeats the whole purpose of you wearing it, because then you're going to be exposing yourself, like I said before, to STIs and STIs, sexually transmitted infection, and also risking unwanted pregnancy, which you really don't want. So always make sure that you are using the right size of condoms. Another mistake people make is not changing their condoms during intercourse. Yeah, I know, it sounds like I'm crazy. Like, why are you changing condoms during intercourse? If you are the kind of person that likes to have anal intercourse, and for example, you just finished having anal intercourse and you want to switch to the regular vaginal intercourse, you cannot use the same condom that you use for anal intercourse to have regular intercourse. This is because you would introduce bacteria from the anus into the vagina, and this will lead to like genital tract infections for the woman. And you really don't want this to happen to your partner. I mean, if you really care about your partner. So the best thing to do at that moment is switch condoms. So throw away the old one and put on a new one. Very important. Another mistake people make is using oil-based lubricants when using a condom instead of using water-based lubricants. So what are oil-based lubricants? What are water-based lubricants? So oil-based lubricants are the regular lubricants that you normally have around your house, like Vaseline, coconut oil, petroleum jelly and stuff like that. So it's easy for people to want to use that as a lubricant because it's readily available in the house, as opposed to water-based lubricants that are specially made for intercourse, like KY jelly or some that you find in other brands, right? So when you use oil-based lubricants, it actually increases the risk of your condom tearing, and you really don't want that to happen. So it's always best to use, if you must use a lubricant, water-based lubricants, right? So you don't risk your condom breaking during intercourse. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. If you're enjoying this video, please click the like button and don't forget to subscribe to this channel because we have more awesome videos just like this one, okay? Thank you. Now, this mistake I'm about to mention might shock you, but a lot of people who use condoms actually are very guilty of this mistake. And what's that mistake? Can you guess what that mistake is? Okay, I'm talking about storing condoms in the wrong places, right? Some of you store your condoms in the car, in your glove compartment, maybe because you don't want your partner to find out that you're using condoms somewhere else. Who knows? I'm not judging, like I said earlier. But what you don't realize is that when you keep your condoms in the car, especially if you live somewhere where the weather is very hot and there's a lot of sunlight and all that, heat can actually destroy the condoms. So heat can destroy the latex rubber used to make condoms, right? and it can make it tear easily. So the condom will no longer protect you against STDs like it should. So condoms are supposed to be stored at a certain temperature. So you putting it in the car for days in the hot sun, you're actually putting yourself at risk. So if you've been doing that, stop doing that now. The next mistake I want to talk about is the popular mistake that people make when using condoms. So when you are withdrawing from your partner, right, you want to make sure that you are holding the base of the condom. This is the base of the condom, so that the condom comes out safely. So if you don't hold the base, there is that risk of the condom actually coming off while you are withdrawing, and that could be a total disaster. I mean, just imagine that you've ejaculated and there's semen everywhere and the condom comes off, and you are risking STDs for your partner. You are risking STDs for yourself if your skin comes into contact with that person's genital tract, and you're also risking unwanted pregnancy, which is probably what you're trying to avoid if you're using a condom. So be sure that every time you want to remove the condom, you hold the base. This is the base, not the tip. This is the tip, this is the base. You hold onto the base while you're withdrawing from your partner so that the condom doesn't slip off. Very, very important. Lastly, after you take off your condom, is a bonus tip. You want to be sure that you are inspecting the condom carefully for any holes. So for example, you've taken off your condom, there's semen inside the condom. Now you want to make sure that, just as a bonus added security measure, just inspect the condom to make sure that there are no holes, there are no leaks, so that way if your partner comes to tell you, I'm pregnant for you, you tell her, go and do DNA test, and they're good. But anyway, those are my common mistakes that people make when they use condoms. So tell me, have you been guilty of making any of these mistakes, right? Did you know about any of these mistakes before this video? Have you learned something new today? Let me know in the comment section. And always remember that any topic we discuss on this show, you can always send me a DM to ask me about it. I'm always happy to answer all your questions. Send me a DM on Instagram. My handles are going to be linked down below in the video. And always remember, your sexual health is as important as your general health and well-being. And that's what this show is all about. See you next week.